Hello and welcome to day 2 of the Issf World Cup final. We may be nearing the end of the Issf calendar, but we've still got plenty of finals and world-class shooting for you between now and the end of tomorrow. Wherever you are around the world, welcome along. We're about to get underway with the first final of the day. It's the first of 4, and we're getting underway with the 50-meter rifle, 3 positions women's, and you can see the athletes just coming into the finals hall. Massive round of applause. The drums are banging. The atmosphere is right here in New Delhi. Rifle 3 position women's final coming up for you live here on Issf TV. Do feel free to leave your comments of support, do like the videos, do subscribe to our channel as well. That way the algorithm will work in your favour. Likewise, if you're watching on Facebook, leave your comments and feel free to share the video. So that's the schedule for today. Getting underway with this first 3 positions final. The men are next, local time at 1 o'clock, and then the 2 25-meter pistol finals will finish with the rapid fire later today at 4:45 local time. So 50 meters is the distance, maximum weight of the rifle. Up to 8 kilos in this one. It's 5.5 in the 10 meters. You're allowed just a little bit more, with the rifles in this one being slightly different. On the bullseye, 10.4 millimeters. That's the 10 ring, which is a massive 50 meters away. So kneeling, prone, which is lying down, and standing are the 3 positions. Some world-class names in this final. If you're a fan of the world of shooting sport, some of the names will be very, very familiar to you. There's one of them, Jeanette Justad of Norway. Has really shot into the top of the rankings over the last 4 to 5 years. And she was a very prolific junior before COVID, but since COVID was all done and dusted, Jeanette really has become a staple name in 3 positions finals, along with 10-meter finals as well. I'm just checking the world rankings. Of course, it depends how many competitions you enter, and of course then how well you perform. And Chiara Leone at the top for Switzerland had a fantastic time in Paris. Shona McIntosh, who's missing from this World Cup final. Again, Paris didn't quite work out for Shona this time, as it did with Tokyo, but hoping perhaps for Shona there'll be brighter days ahead. Meanwhile, Jeanette Justad now on firing point A, 25 years old. There's that gold medal that she took in Rio back in April, and the rest of her medals just speak for themselves. Probably one of the most impressive things I saw Jeanette do. Not only just the World Cup final last year in Doha with the gold medal in the 3P, but there were those 3 medals in Tallinn in the European Championships last year, where she took gold in the individual, the mixed team and the women's team. Anna Janssen of Germany will also have something to say about it in this final. She was 7th in the 10-meter final here, also competed at the Paris Olympic Games. Has plenty of medals to her name, as you can see. And Jim Bellman will be the coach. And moving on now to the first of 2 athletes from People's Republic of China. This is firing point C, and this is Xia Soyu. He's 21 years old. Silver medal in Baku earlier on this year. Shin Kong is the coach. So Rikke Ibsen of Denmark always has a huge smile. Perhaps not throughout the 3P final, unless of course something happens in terms of the medals. It'll be nice and focused for Rikke today. 33 years old. One of the oldest members of this final. And Kim Ibsen is the coach.
This event consists of 15 shots in each of the 3 positions: kneeling, prone, and standing. The final starts with 2 series of 5 shots in the kneeling position.
So next athlete from People's Republic of China, and this is Han Jiayu, 22 years old, world number 7 in 3P. There's that silver medal from Munich at the World Cup earlier on this year.
In the prone position, each 5 in a time of 150 seconds per series. Then we have a 9 minutes changeover cycling time, followed by 2 series of 5 shots in the standing position. And those series are 5 at a time of 200.
And next athlete on firing point F. I remember her very much from the Paris Olympic Games, 7th in the final there in the Olympics. And Yesugen Oyenbat of Mongolia, 25 years old, on firing point F. And here's Jolien Beer of Germany.
And after each of them, another finalist will leave the competition.
Now 30 years old, and the second eldest in this final. He's very much a prone specialist. The World Championship goal in Cairo a few years ago. And also was in the 3-position team women with a gold. And then finally completing the lineup, third athlete from People's Republic of China, Xiang Xiongyu. There's that gold medal from the World Championships in Baku. And Yao Ye is the coach. So if you joined us yesterday for some of the finals, thank you very much for doing so. And thanks very much for coming back today for another packed schedule here in the heart of New Delhi at the Dr. Karni Singh shooting range. So Chief Range Officers called for 30 seconds before we get underway with this 3 positions final. The athletes at the moment are in the kneeling position. They'll then turn to the audience. And there'll be 3 series of 5 shots in the kneeling position, then a 7-minute changeover. 3 series of 5 in the prone position, that's lying down, and then a 9-minute changeover for 2 series in the standing position, and then we go to elimination shots and into the medals. So here's Jamie Stangroom of Great Britain, and here's our announcer. He'll do the introductions of the athletes for this final.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the organising committee of the Issf World Cup Final New Delhi 2024 and the International Shooting Sport Federation, welcome to the Dr. Karni Singh shooting range. The final competition for the 50-meter rifle 3 positions women's event will now take place, so let's meet the athletes. On firing point A, representing Norway, the world number 5 finished 4th at Paris 24 this summer, 15 World Cup medals across the rifle events, 4 World Cup final medals. She is the defending 3 positions champion. It's Jeanette Hegdustad.
And Jeanette Justad of Norway on firing point A, the defending champion from the World Cup final last year in Doha. She took the gold medal in the 3 positions.
Germany. This is her 2nd final appearance at this World Cup final with 13.
And Anna Janssen of Germany, looking calm, focused. You can see a little bit of the wind now that we have the back wall opened in this finals hall. Anna Janssen, the world number 3. Jeanette Justad next to her, the world number 5 in 3 positions.
On firing point C, representing the People's Republic of China, with 2 Asian Championship bronze medals and 2 World Cup medals, including gold from Lima 2023. This is the 21-year-old's first World Cup final. Let's welcome Cha Su-yu.
Cha Su-yu, next to be introduced on firing point C, 21 years old, gold medalist in the World Cup in Lima, that was last year, and a silver medalist at the World Cup in Baku earlier this year. And next up on firing point D is Reke Ibsen, competed at Paris and at the Tokyo Olympic Games. A bronze medalist at the World Cup final. That was in Cairo 2 years ago. And a silver medalist at the World Cup final in Roslav 3 years ago now, in 2021.
With World Championship silver from Baku 2023. This year she picked up 6
And Han Jiayu is next. Second athlete from People's Republic of China in this final. A wave to the crowd. I do like the lime green visor. Big fan of that colour. She's also a 10-metre specialist. But let's see how she goes today in this three-position final. And Yesugen Oyenbat from Mongolia, who made the Olympic final, was 7th in Paris, in Châteauroux. And now Oyenbat has also made this three-positions final, smile and a wave to the crowd.
And on firing point, G representing Germany. This summer she became a two-time Olympian and is no stranger to this final.
Roger Olympia, incredibly experienced, nodding along, I think, to what Jamie's saying about her. Now 30 years old, bringing that experience to this final with that gold medal from Cairo at the World Championships in the 50-metre prone. Now here's a name in the world of three-position shooting. Paris bronze medalist at the Olympic Games. And the world champion from Baku. So, will Zhang Zhongyue, big cheer as well for this athlete. Will she be on the podium today after claiming that bronze medal at the Paris Olympic Games and bringing that World Championship gold here today to this World Cup final? And Lee Il-shul of Republic of Korea is our jury in charge. Viren Bhatt once again will be our Chief Range Officer, as he was yesterday, representing his home nation of India. So my name is Rory McAllister. Thank you very much for joining us today for another packed schedule here at the World Cup final. We're going to have a great day, about to get underway with the three positions final for the women. So that's how it finished in qualification. Han at the top, and Zhang just one behind, and then Jeanette Justad of Norway on 5.91. But the lowest qualification score being 5.87. That's how they line up then from firing points A right through to H. 3 athletes from China, 1 from Germany, 1 representing Mongolia, Denmark and Norway. Sorry, 2 from Germany even. Denmark and Norway are the other countries represented. So this is the final of the three positions women. Just a reminder of the world record, 469.6. Set just over a year ago last year. So kneeling position, which is where most rifle shooters start their careers, if you like. Not as much stability as there is in the prone position. But you can just see there, this is where the suits that the athletes wear come into their own, because with that prone strap on the back, the suits can be adjusted to allow for kneeling positions, prone, lying down, and then standing later on in this final. It's a long one. We'll be here for probably almost an hour. Let's see if we don't get any delays. 10.9 is the highest score you can shoot on an individual shot. And after this first series of 5, the leader will be expecting to have a total of around 53, possibly even more. And more would be good for them. So if you sat down wherever you are, then sit back, relax, enjoy this one, just soak it all up. Just looking at Xia Suyu, not wasting any time with the reload. So just pull back on that trigger, just ever so slightly, just giving it a squeeze, and then makes the pull and the shot. And that was a flat 10, 10.0. So Oyenbat just with one shot to go. Janssen, on the other hand, has just raced off. A bit of grouping towards the centre and left of the target. Annie Janssen now just looking down the sides for a bit of practice. Finishes that first series on 51.9. Just see how still she remains. She's not firing, not shooting, but just getting in the zone in the practice. Great to see so many of the school children that have come here to enjoy shooting and get hooked on the sport and enjoy them seeing themselves on camera as well. So the first series in the kneeling position has now completed. And let's have a look at the scoreboard. We said the athletes will be hoping for a total in and around 53. Well, 52.4, it's getting there for Jolien Baer of Germany. Some of those differences quite small at the moment. There is that 0.6 of a difference down the bottom from Xia Suyul. So People's Republic of China have the biggest chance for a medal with 3 athletes in this final. Germany have 2. Mongolia, Norway and Denmark are the other countries represented. So now we go into the next series of 5. The ISSF president, Mr. Luciano Rossi, on the edge of his seat, next to his wife Laura, and also just to his left is Kalikesh Narayan Singh Deo, who is the president of the National Rifle Association of India. See the way the shooters look down the sight, look away, and then look back again, just to get a fresh look at that target, get their eye in. And that breath control as well, bringing all of those elements to the final. Keeping the heart rate under control. You can see how still Jolien Baer is, almost like a statue. You can hardly see any movement at all. She's so experienced, Jolien, and has been leading this competition. That last shot though, a 9.8, not so good. Jolien that time taking a shot more quickly, just to her favour too, a 10.6. So that's worked out. Janssen just taking some time just to practice looking down the sight, just making a few adjustments. She's completed her second series of 5, so it's just waiting. Ibsen just with the last shot, a decent one as well, 10.7 to complete that series. And Jolien Baer, who was leading, let's see whether or not that's still the case. Well, Jeanette Gistad at the top, 104.5. And after 10 shots, that's how it stands. And Gistad already now with a 0.8 difference at the top. Some of the other margins a lot closer. Oyenbat now in 8th place, but only 0.1 behind, so that could change pretty quickly. There's also a 0.1 difference for Reke Ibsen of Denmark in 5th position, and a 0.1 for Jolien Bear in 3rd place. So an incredibly close final so far, and this is what we've come to expect, particularly with World Cup finals, the best of the best against each other. Almost looks like a lollipop, doesn't it? So we're now into the final series in the kneeling position. This is where you just want to set your final up for yourself. Coming out the kneeling position, if you've got a decent score, you're going into the prone with all that stability, and that's when you can really build on the final. This is what makes the 3-position finals so captivating and so tactical as well. You really need to make the most of every single shot. You can afford the odd dodgy shot here or there down in the lower 9 ring. I mean, just looking now at Cha Seul, that 9.3. You want to build on that, decent total, go into the prone, got the most stability, and then just try and boss those 3 series. And after this series, we'll have a 7-minute changeover. I'm just trying to see and wonder what's going on with Jolien Bear at the moment. There's some of the Swiss team. There's Chiara Leone, just sitting off to the left. So that's how it finished after the 3rd series in the kneeling position, and another leader. So we've had 3 different leaders in 3 different series, but Zhang Xiangyue, who was the bronze medalist from Paris in the 3 positions, also the current world champion, as the Olympic champion, who we've just seen in the crowd, Chiara Leone of Switzerland, looks on. She didn't make the final today, but I'm sure Chiara watching this final will have memories also of Zhang Xiangyue taking that bronze medal in the same final. So you can see the athletes now making the changeovers. This is where they'll move back to their equipment boxes. You can see them just in the background. They're moving their stands out of the way, as they won't be needing those for the prone position. And you just see the athletes now unzipping up the back of their legs, making adjustments to the suits, and they've just got to get on with this themselves. Carrying the prone mats out, put those down, they'll lie down in position and get ready for the prone position. And this is where the athletes, you'll see them later on in a few minutes, making adjustments to the rifle, not only to the butt plate at the back, but also to the sights as well, because your face and body is in a completely different position when it comes to prone position. So you'll see the height at the sights a little bit higher and further down the rifle as well, to allow for that prone position. But as the clock ticks down for the changeover times, we'll then get underway with 3 series in the prone position.
And then in the 7th, Janssen has dropped down from 4 to 7, but she is just 0.3 behind the athlete from Mongolia. Dropping down into 8th, 1 place drop is Jia well. Of course, Zhang, the leader, firing a perfect 10.9 during that final series. So as I mentioned, our athletes are now preparing for the 3 series of 5 shots in the front. After that, we'll have 2 series of 5 shots in the standing position. After series 2 in standing, the athletes in 8th and 7th places will be eliminated from the competition. We then have 5 single shots still in standing, and after each of those, another elimination takes place until the silver and gold medals have been decided after shot 45. During the next changeover period, the 9-minute one, I'm going to come around the audience with some quiz questions and prizes to give away, including some cuddly versions of the official Issf World Cup Final New Delhi 2024 mascot. A little mini version that does not move unless you move it yourself, but we have a real version over there that does move. There is our official mascot of this World Cup final. It has a name, by the way. That name is Mayo, and it's a peacock, the national bird of India. And I'm now going to hand over to Mayo, who's going to become the dancing peacock, I think, along to the sounds of traditional drums known as Bhangra Dhol from the state of Punjab. And yes, dancing from you is welcome as well. So I'm now going to hand over to Mayo, the soon-to-be dancing peacock, to the Bhangra Dhol.
Great to see the kids getting involved with the Bhangra drums from Punjab. And we had Mayor, you can just see the mascot there, the dancing peacock, just to the left of your picture. So we've just been entertained through this changeover time. So under a minute to go now, and you can see all the athletes now on the prone mats in the prone position, trying to get as many sighting and practice shots in as they can. So it's Zhang Shuya of People's Republic of China who goes into this prone position, leading the competition on the score of 156.5. Jeanette Gistad just 0.1 behind. It's very close, this one. And Jolene Beer of Germany is in third position. And she's 0.7 behind Gistad. So experienced, Jolin. And here's the eldest competitor in this final. This is Reke Ibsen, 33 years old. Amazing, really, to say that eldest competitor's 33. It just shows you how young the world stage is becoming in international shooting. So that's how it stands. 0.1 difference between Gistad and Zhang Shuer. And then Jolin Bear just 0.7 behind in third position. Down at the bottom, though, that's a bit of a gap. 3.4 between Xia Suyu of People's Republic of China. She's only 21 years old, so plenty of years to go. But a 3.4 gap. Well, that's quite sizable, even at this level of shooting. So we're underway. 2.5 minutes this time on the clock, and that's purely because we're in the prone position, so the shooters get less time through each series. Crowd making so much noise here in New Delhi. Absolutely packed. Just great to see so many people here for this three positions final. So some very high shots going in. Didn't expect that in the prone position. We're just now near the 90-second marker of this first of 3 series of 5 in the prone position. Two of the Chinese athletes have already completed. Xia Suyu will be the last of the Chinese to complete. Hoyebat, who we're looking at right now, who was 7th in the Paris Olympic Games, now has a total of 205.1. Over the years, the crowd noise and music has become part and staple of these finals, and gone are the days of silence. And the shooters just learn just to block that out, focus on the task in hand. Some feed off it very well, others just block it out, get on with it, and get on with the job in hand. So just looking at Reke Ibsen there, who is still in 4th position. Jeanette Gistad was 0.1 behind, is now 0.9 behind Zhang Xiong, who is the Paris Olympic bronze medalist, leads this competition. So you see the shooters there just lying mostly on the prone mats, not all of them. Xia Suyu has chosen just to lie on the floor. You'll see the suits unzipped. This is where even the shooter's breathing becomes different because you're in the prone position, which is lying down. And that breath control is just so important. And also the mental concentration as well to keep going. Making sure that rifle is on the correct target, because sometimes in 3 positions finals you do see a cross shot where an athlete shoots and actually hits the target next to them. It doesn't happen that often, but you do see it from time to time. I remember it happened back in Jakarta at the Asian Championships at the beginning of the year. Decent grouping from Han after those first 3 shots in this second series in the kneeling position. from Jeanette Gistad as well. You can just see the heat map of her shots. There's another decent 10.7 for the Norwegian. See Oyen back as well, just holding the rifle in a different position, just trying to sort of rest and make sure you don't end up with too many aches. See the strapping as well around their wrist, just to try and help that stability in the prone position. So the pressure now on, because we've got one series of 5 left in the prone, and this is really where the final starts to take some shape, because after this series of 5 we've got a 9-minute changeover to go to standing, and that's where, if you're a standing specialist like Jeanette Gistad, who's in 2nd position at the moment, you can be in a good place, and some handle the standing better than others. So Gistad now 1.2 behind. The difference was 0.9. It's now increased to 1.2. Two and a half minutes on the clock. And here we go with the final series in prone. If you have just joined us, welcome along to ISSF TV. This is the ISSF World Cup final. Live for you from New Delhi, as Mayor, the peacock and mascot, shakes the hands of the ISSF president, Mr. Luciano Rossi, now shaking the hands of Jan Ketzel, who is the ISSF event manager, moving down to James Lally. Well, there's always a lot of fun when you come to New Delhi. There's also always a lot of noise. It's a great atmosphere. So hopefully that atmosphere is seeping through your phone, tablet or computer or television, wherever you're watching this around the world. Do let us know where you're watching from. It's always nice to see. Bangor drums once again are banging, and the dancing peacock is up on their feet, keeping the crowd entertained. Meanwhile, this 3 positions final just carries on. Oyen back with such concentration. That last shot was a 10.7. Lots of high scores coming in, lots of 10.7s over those last shots. Great grouping from Jeanette Gistad, along with Jolene Vert. You'd have to say arguably the best of the two. Jeanette now completed her prone phase of this final. Now just takes a bit of a rest before the changeover. Safety flags inserted, just to show that no shots are to be fired. So all athletes have now completed the prone position. There'll be a 9-minute changeover in just a second. First of all, though, let's turn our attention to the scoreboard. Jeanette Gistad now 0.7 behind in 2nd place. It's still the Olympic bronze medalist who leads the way on 314.4. Meanwhile, down the bottom, Xia Suyu of People's Republic of China has just managed to close that gap slightly. It's now 3.0 going into the standing position. And once we get the 9-minute changeover done and get on with the standing position, there'll be 2 series of 5 shots, and you really will see the scoreboard change around quite dramatically, because some athletes just handle the standing position better than others. It's been a long day, an early start with qualification. Coming out of the qualification hall now into the final. 3 positions is always a long one. It's tough, it's grueling, and that's what makes it so fascinating. It's like the cricket test match version of the world of shooting, if you like. Of course, cricket being the #1 sport here in India, and shooting comes very, very close. So popular in the country of India, and you can just see how many people have gathered here to watch this three positions final. So the athletes are now at their equipment boxes. They'll get their multi-tools. They'll be making adjustments to the rifle. The rifle stands will also come back out. Those stands have to be, the top needs to be no higher than your own shoulder. Well, those are the rules. As Mr. Luciano Rossi continues to enjoy himself throughout this three-position final. Everyone enjoying the atmosphere. So Jolene Bear is already out at the front, smiles all round. She's getting ready for the standing position. She has mixed form sometimes when it comes to standing. And we'll see what happens in a few moments as the clock ticks down.
turn on you, don't let them down. Okay,
there's the guys in the final hall control room. They're behind me. There's Martin of Issf just on the left, just making the guys know that they've got their 5 seconds of fame. So 2.5 minutes to go of the changeover time. The athletes have made the adjustments to their rifle in terms of the sights. You can see that now, Jeanette Gistad, that sight an awful lot higher up on her rifle. And this is where an athlete like Jeanette normally does pretty well in the standing position. The rifle rests are back. The top of those rifle rests can be no higher than your own shoulder, so that's why you see them at varying different heights. Jeanette Gistad down the end being the tallest, alongside Annie Janssen, who's also got a bit of height as well, representing Germany. And all of the changeovers pretty well rehearsed as well. The athletes just have to get on with things, and normally in the 9-minute changeover, some are back and up. Sometimes over 5 minutes to go, just to get those sighting shots in, and just making those little adjustments. You see the way the athletes like that, which is looking at Rikke Ibsen, just pushing that rifle up and down, just trying to get it in exactly the right place. It's less than millimeters of precision when it comes to shooting at this level. You see Annie Janssen just bouncing the rifle around at the moment. Meanwhile, Jamie Stangroom of Great Britain, the announcer, is giving out toy mascots to some of the crowd. I'm just hoping that little girl got the right answer. I think she did, so she wins the toy. I've seen it before where they get it wrong, and now we're just giving the toys anyway. So 30 seconds to go, says the Chief Range Officer. That's Viren Bhatt of India, representing his home country. A proud moment for him to be in charge of these finals as the Chief Range Officer, or CRO, which is shortened to in shooting. But if you ever get the chance to come here to New Delhi, you're a fan of shooting and you like a good atmosphere, and this is certainly one of the best around the world. So 5 seconds to go, and we'll get underway with 2 series of 5 in the standing position. So if you are just joining us, welcome along. We're live from New Delhi on ISSF TV. I'm very glad to have your company. That's the scoreboard, how it stands going into the standing position. This is where this 3 positions final starts to get interesting, because the scores move around, the scoreboard therefore interchanges, and whoever's leading now may not be leading after this next series of 5. We'll just have to see how it unfolds. So 4 minutes 10 are on the clock, a longer shot clock because it's the standing position. So a little bit kinder to the athletes in terms of how much time they've got to take their 5 shots. 10.9 is the highest that's available as an individual shot. You do see it in standing. And if we do see a 10.9, it'll be very impressive indeed, particularly after a long day, a grueling qualification process, a long final. Just see there, Handled at 9.7, Janssen with an 8.7. That's what I mean about the standing positions. Meanwhile, Cho Soo-yu, had a great final so far, opens up the standing position with a 10.7, a 10.8 from the Norwegian Jeanette Gistad. Really when your breathing really comes into its own in the standing position. Just trying to go through the motions, everything you've done in qualification, copy and paste, repeat, repeat. Try and get the best score you can. So you see Jeanette there, just looking down the side, looking away, looking back. Away again now, looking back. And she'll take her shot this time. Just that little bit of recoil, and it's a 10.8. Annie Janssen, 9.5. Looking at her just to the left of your picture. Jolene Bear, who sometimes can have mixed form when it comes to standing. Last shot at 9.7. She's still in fourth position as it stands. No magnification on the sides. It's just to help with a clear sight and vision. So Ibsen, one of the last to go, along with Zhang, who is the Paris Olympic Games bronze medalist. Chief range officer calls stop. So some shots in and around the 9 ring there, some in the 10s as well. And that's exactly what you'd expect in the standing position of a 3-position final. It's long and grueling and incredibly testing. Jeanette Gustad did say she was good at the standing position. She's now 2.3 in front of Rikke Ibsen of Denmark. So there's 2 neighbouring countries right next to each other. Meanwhile, Xia Suyu has really closed the gap down in 8th place. But the crucial thing in a 3-positions final is normally the eliminations are 1 by 1. After this next series of 5, 8th place and 7th place will leave at once we get to 40 shots, unless there is a shoot-off to decide 8th and 7th. The shoot-off is when there is a tie. So you just see the shells all over the floor. They'll get swept up later. For now, we need to get on with the shooting. So this is the last series in the standing position. A crucial time for all of the athletes now, because the eliminations will come thick and fast once we get past 40 shots. Janssen with a decent 10.5, Gustad also in the 10 ring. It's a lower one, but it's a 10.2. And also with a 10.7. And Onion back, great shot, 10.7. Gustad of Norway, who took the gold in Doha 11 months ago at the World Cup final in this very event, the 3-positions women's final. At the moment, on course to do it again. There's still quite a bit to go in this final. Great grouping on the last 2 shots from Ibsen. Last one being a 10.6. Incredible how much customization as well you can do on some of these rifles, different makes and models. money you can spend on them as well. €1,000 and up, sometimes less, sometimes more. Customising the colours and the parts of the rifle, just to your own individual grip. All of the equipment goes through equipment control. And the suits as well also have to be tested and verified as well. You can't just rock up in something that hasn't been tagged. So we're about to have our first eliminations from this final. And it now looks as if Xia Xiu and Annie Janssen, who are next to each other on firing point C and B respectively, but 7th and 8th now leaving. And this is where this final gets pretty cruel, because the eliminations now happen after every single shot. So Xia Xiu leaves the final in 8th place. A real decent effort. Has been around the bottom of the scoreboard for most of the final, but started to close the gap in the prone position, and then in the standing position shot some decent scores, but finished 1.4 behind Annie Janssen of Germany, who now leaves in 7th place. So a great achievement for both those athletes to come to the World Cup final. A very long and testing year. And Annie Janssen leaves in 7th, and Xia Xiu of People's Republic of China leaves in 8th place. Jeanette Stad of Norway continues to lead. The gap at the top is now 2.9. Some of those other gaps, as you can see down the scoreboard, quite close. Oyenbat 4.9 behind. It's looking likely she'll lead the final, but you never know. This is shooting after all.
In the danger zone of 6th place is Oyenbat of Mongolia. Shot 41 for 6th place.
This is now shots of destiny. This decides whether or not you get to the podium or not. Oyenbat 4.9 behind, and even with a 10.1, unless there's disastrous shots across the other athletes, there with a 9.8, Zhang with a 10.4, another 10.4 from Justad, and a 10.5, the highest shot coming from Ibsen of Denmark.
So ladies and gentlemen, that was a shot 41.
And Yasugan Oyenbat of Mongolia, 25 years old, the world number 11 at 3 positions. Silver medalist in Doha at the Asian Championships. And she was 7th in the Olympic final. Now leads this World Cup final in 6th place, representing Mongolia.
This summer she placed 7th, 2 final appearances at World Cups. It's been a busy 2024, and she has finished 6th at the World Cup final. New Delhi finishing on 4.8.1.
We have 5 athletes left, and some of the differences are ever so slender. 0.1 of a gap from Jolene Beer of Germany to Zhang from People's Republic of China in 4th place. That could change round. The gap at the top was 2.9, it's now 2.8. Ibsen with some decent shots, even though her last one was a 10.5. Justad also was in the lower 10s and has done enough to stay in front. So Jolene Beer of Germany, just to the right, 0.1 behind. Standing next to Zhang Shuye, who's also in danger of elimination, and Jolene, grits her teeth. I think I know what she's just said there as well. Even positions final. .7 from Jolene Beer. She knows that's better. 10.2. But the gap was 1.0, and it ends up being a 0.5 gap. So even with a high shot like that, 10.7, Jolyn Baer just trying to work out if she's leaving, and yes, the final is over for the German. Even though that 9.7 on a penultimate shot still got her through to the next round, you have to say it's probably cost her a position and a medal in this final. It's so close, exactly, Jolene, just saying the same thing. Because to finish on a 10.7, you'd have expected that to carry on, and Joachim Fellman, the coach, says yes, well done, so near, yet so far. So no medal for Germany. The medals are guaranteed to Norway, Denmark and People's Republic of China. Look at the gap at the top. Jeanette Justad only 0.3 in front of Ibsen. Reke Ibsen's been shooting so well. Will there be a change at the top? This next shot to decide bronze. Jeanette Justad trying to defend her gold medal that she took in Doha at the World Cup final last November. Reke Ibsen, meanwhile, has been shooting so well in the standing position. It's been a fantastic performance from the Danish athlete. And with a 9.6. A change round at the top and a big nod of the head from Ibsen with that 10.8. But the bronze medal is decided. It goes to People's Republic of China and Han Jiayu, who's 22 years old, the world number 7. She took a gold medal in Baku at the World Championships. That was in the 10 metres. She's arguably more of a 10 metre specialist, but did take a bronze medal in Baku at the World Championships in the 3P last year, and gets a bronze medal here at the World Cup final. So a great achievement for the 22-year-old. So Denmark and Norway battling out, neighbouring countries. Justad was in front by 0.3, but Ibsen has just been performing so well. The gap is now 0.7 as it comes down to the final shot. Jeanette Justad, the gold medalist from Doha 11 months ago, trying to do the same thing here in New Delhi, win back-to-back World Cup finals. That's a very rare achievement. So the form in this standing position has been with Ibsen of Denmark. She's in front by 0.7. Who will shoot first? Justad likely to shoot first. Justad with a 9.9 and a 9.8 from Ibsen, and she knows she's done it and blows a massive sigh of relief. And just look at her face, just taking it in for a moment and almost shaking. Reke Ibsen of Denmark is the gold medalist at the World Cup final and gets a hug from the silver medalist Jeanette Justad of Norway. Back-to-back gold medals. The dream didn't happen for Jeanette, but she still takes the silver medal here. Meanwhile, Reke Ibsen of Denmark with that gold medal and a final score of 466.2. She finished 0.6 in front, and what a performance from the 33-year-old, the eldest in this final. Reke Ibsen absolutely bossed that standing position. And Jeanette Justad, the gold medalist in Doha, I think a little disappointed, has to settle now for a silver medal.
The bronze medal representing the People's Republic of China goes to Han Jiayu.
And Han Jiayu, who took a bronze medal in the Olympic final in 3P, now takes another bronze medal, this time at the ISSF World Cup final in New Delhi. Jeanette Justad this time disappointed. You can see it on her face, but when it sinks in, she'll realise that she came here and took a silver medal after a very long year. And Reke Ibsen of Denmark, big cheers from the crowd as well, holds her rifle up, gives the crowd a wave. And the Danish athlete is the gold medalist here at the ISSF World Cup final in New Delhi. A final score of 466.2, 0.6 in front of Jeanette Justad. So Mr. Luciano Rossi, the ISSF president, over to congratulate all the medalists and get into the photographs. Just such nice occasions like this. Big smiles now from all the athletes and the medalists. So People's Republic of China take the bronze, Norway took silver, and Denmark the gold.
Yeah, so sound check, 1, 2, 3. Going to do some interviews for the free positions women's event. I think going to talk to Jeanette. Hello, Jeanette, congratulations. Yeah, happy? Yeah. Hello again. We must stop meeting like this. Actually, it's probably good if we're meeting like this because it means you're medaling. Jeanette, congratulations. It's World Cup final medal number 5 for you. Gold last year in Doha. It's silver here today in New Delhi. How are you feeling right now?
Actually, I'm really happy and quite pleased. It's kind of rough to stand there, but I'm really pleased today.
You were leading for so long, and then those final 2 shots, that's when you dropped down into second with Rika moving up into first. What was going through your mind and your body, I guess, at that stage?
Yeah, I had one bad shot where it was too much pulse, but I'm happy I managed to pull it together again. And after a little bit disappointed after the Olympics, this is quite a good catch-up.
Yeah, so a nice way to sign out on the ISSF season. Overall, how would you sum up this busy, this hectic 2024 shooting sport season?
For me, the season have been quite really good qualifications and not these good finals, so it's really good to finish it off this way, and yeah, I'm really ready to start on again for 2025.
Yeah, well, congratulations again on silver here today, and I'm sure we'll see lots more of you next year. Jeanette, enjoy the podium. Thank you.
Thank you.
Rika, congratulations. It's another World Cup final medal, your third, but your first gold. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling amazing. It was so nice to be there today. I just really tried to enjoy it, and yeah, I did it.
And talk us through the final, and particularly those final few shots, because you were always up and around the top, but you didn't get to the very top till the last two shots, I think it was.
Yeah, I had a little bit rough start, but then I just tried to focus and just shoot one shot at the time. But yeah, I was a little bit nervous in the last two shots, but yeah, it was so nice to make it.
And I guess it's fair to say that this is the perfect way to close the 2024 ISSF season.
Yeah, totally. I was a little bit disappointed from the Olympics, so now it's very nice to finish this way.
Well, congratulations again. You're welcome, final champion. Enjoy the podium.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rika. See you in a minute for the podium.
Yeah, thank you.
One, two, three. Victory ceremony. and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the ISF World Cup Final, New Delhi 2024 will now take place. This is the victory ceremony for the 50-meter rifle three positions women's event. The medals will be presented by Mr. K. Sultan Singh, Organising Secretary and Secretary General of the NRAI. The hamper will be presented by Ms. Valeria Rubo, jury for rifle and pistol in this competition. And the checks will be presented by Mr. Atul Bharat, member governing body of the NRAI. The bronze medalist representing the People's Republic of China, Han Jiayu.
The silver medalist, representing Norway, Jeanette Heg Dustad. And the gold medalist, representing Denmark, Rikke Ibsen. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are able, please rise for the national anthem of Denmark. Congratulations once again to the medalists of the 50-meter rifle, 3 positions women's event, Han Jia Yu, Jeanette Hegdustad, and Rika Ibsen. We'll now pause for photographs to be taken. Now the photos have finished. We will now have a special presentation, a memento, medallions, I believe, presented to our 3 medal presenters for their contribution to this ISSF World Cup final. They will be presented by Mr. Neil Sutenik, member of the governing body of the NRAI. The mementos will be presented to Mr. K. Sultan Singh, Ms. Valeria Rubo, and Mr. Atul Bharat. Thank you very much for your contribution to this ISSF World Cup Final, New Delhi 2024. And that concludes this victory ceremony. We have a busy day coming up. 3 more finals still. The next final is the 50-meter rifle, 3 positions, men's final, with a start time of 1:15 p.m. So we'll see you soon. Correction, 1 p.m. start time for the 50-meter rifle, 3 positions, men's final, 1 p.m. So that is 30 minutes from now, and better do some preparation.